Hello. This is another book read by Grandpa, and it's called Mr. Men, The Night Before Christmas. It was the night before Christmas Eve, and everyone was preparing for Christmas Day. Everyone except for Mr. Wrong, who thought it was the night before his holiday. It's Mr. Wrong. Look, all dressed up with a rubber ring round him, ready to go on holiday. Oh, silly Mr. Wrong. All the Mr. Men had decorated their Christmas trees, except for Mr. Muddle, who decorated himself. And everyone had sent their letters to Father Christmas in good time, except for little Miss Late, who had only just sent her letter that morning. Would it get to Father Christmas in time? This little Miss Late. In each house, the Christmas cakes were baked. Mr. Greedy sensibly baked 3. 1 for Christmas Eve, 1 for Christmas Day, and 1 because, well, you never know when you might feel peckish. There he is with his 3 cakes. Look, he's a bit fat, Mr. Greedy, isn't he? In each house, the stockings were hung by the chimney in the hope that Father Christmas would soon be there. Mr. Small wasn't entirely sure it was fair that you had to hang up your own stocking. He seems to have a very, very long stocking. Can you see it there? Look, it goes all the way from the mantelpiece, all the way down, right the way down there. It looks as though it might catch fire if he's not careful. And in each house, the presents were wrapped. Little Miss Naughty's friends were in for quite a surprise. Oh my goodness, what she's wrapped. But look, she seems to be trying to wrap up a big spider in a parcel. I think that's rather difficult to do, don't you? I'm not sure the legs would come out the sides. Anyway, the carol singers had sung at each house. Mr. Noisy had loosened some tiles with his ding dong merrily on high, because he had a very loud voice, and all the tiles on the roof were shaking. Look, in fact, there's one's fallen off and it's hit. I don't know who that one is. Do we know who that is? Anyway, whoever it is, a tile just bonked on his boko. At the North Pole, little Miss Christmas had wrapped presents from dawn to dusk. But finally, the sleigh was packed. All those presents on the back. Look, loads and loads. Father Christmas and Mr. Christmas sneaked in a quick cup of tea, waved goodbye to little Miss Christmas, and then they were away. But would they stop at little Miss Late's house? We'll have to find out. There they go. There they are on their sleigh. Lots of presents on the back. There's the reindeers in the front. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the land, not a Mr. Man was stirring, not even little Miss Chatterbox. They were all dreaming about a visit from Father Christmas. Mr. Greedy was nestled all snug in his bed with visions of turkey and sprouts dancing in his head. Yes, Mr. Greedy would, wouldn't he? There's the turkey, can you see it? Everybody was fast asleep. Everybody? Well, not quite everybody. Little Miss Late was laying in bed, worrying about whether her Christmas letter had arrived in time. And then, in the distance, she heard the tinkle of sleigh bells. What's coming? Little Miss Late jumped out of bed and ran to the window, just in time to see a sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer swoop low over her garden. She knew in an instant it must be Father Christmas! She held her breath and listened. There's the sleigh going over her house. Look, there she is looking out of the window, trying to see who it is on the sleigh. The sleigh disappeared out of sight. The tinkle of bells faded. Oh no! Has Father Christmas been and gone without bringing her anything? Oh, little Miss Late looking out of the window, worried. And then grew stronger as Father Christmas and Mr. Christmas circled over little Miss Late's house and glided to a halt. On her roof, she heard the patter of little hooves, the sound of heavy footsteps above her head, and knew the letter had arrived in time. Little Miss Late dashed down to her living room. Just as Father Christmas and Mr. Christmas emerged from the fireplace. Father Christmas was dressed all in his red, from his head to his foot, with a bundle of toys on his back. He took a parcel from his sack and placed it in her stocking. "And here is something for next year," said Mr. Christmas, laying a present beside the Christmas tree, and then, with a grin and a wink, they disappeared back up the chimney. Little Miss Late looked at the present Mr. Christmas had left her. Can you guess what it is? There's the present for little Miss Late. I wonder what it is. Maybe something that will remind her what the time is. It was an advent calendar to help her remember when to post her letter to Father Christmas next year. There we are. That's Mr. Men, the night before Christmas. Have a lovely Christmas if we don't see you. Bye-bye.